There was a young seagull who lived on a steep cliff, high above the sea. The rocks were sharp, the waves were strong, and the wind was always blowing loudly. It was a scary place, but it was also home. The seagull lived with his family, his mother, father, 3 brothers and 1 sister. The brothers and sister were smart and brave. They had already learned how to fly and were not afraid, as their wings became strong by practicing little jumps. Every morning, they ran to the edge of the cliff, opened their wings, jumped into the air, pushed with their feet, and flew into the sky happily. Higher and higher they rose, turned and twisted in the sky, laughed and shouted with joy, cried out with exhilaration as they soared through the sky, and dipped and weaved in playful patterns. They flew over the sea, caught fish, and then came back and shared the food. Mother and father were happy. They clapped their wings, smiled, and were proud of their children. But one little bird did not join them. The youngest seagull, who was small and quiet, stayed far from the edge and felt both amazed and scared when he saw them jump. He did not fly. He watched the others from a safe place and wished he could fly too, but he was afraid. He thought many things. What if I fall? What if I lose my balance? What if I cannot stop? What if I die? These thoughts filled his mind every day, and every day fear grew bigger in his heart, as scary thoughts kept buzzing in his mind all the time. His parents tried to help. They showed him how to fly, told him to be brave, showed him small jumps and flaps to help him learn, and spoke kindly, telling him not to be afraid. His sister flew in front of him and said, "You can do it." Her voice felt warm and friendly. His brothers called, "Come with us," and sounded happy and excited. His father shouted, "You must try!" His voice was loud but full of love. The little bird would run to the edge but then get cold feet at the last moment. He just shook his head. Each time he tried, fear made his legs stop. So he took a step back, looked at his feet, sat down, and was not ready. His father admonished him gently, urging him to bite the bullet and confront his fear. The next day, everything changed. The sun rose in the sky, the waves moved gently, and the wind was quiet. But the young seagull was alone, as his family had flown away, leaving him by himself on the cliff. At first, he thought they would come back soon. He waited, walked, looked around, and looked up every time the wind blew, hoping to see them. No one came. As time passed, the sun became hotter. The rocks felt hard under his feet. The wind grew dry, and his wings felt heavy and inert, hanging down sadly. And worst of all, he was ravenous. Hunger hurt his small body. He had not eaten since last night. His stomach made little sounds, made small, sad sounds, and his mouth was dry. Even swallowing felt hard. He felt weak, and moving his body became very tiring. He looked for food, but there was nothing. No fish, no fruit, no water, nothing. He cried and called out, but there was no answer. The little bird sat down and looked at the sea. The bright water looked enticing, but it was too far for him to reach. It looked cool and fresh, but it was far away. He looked at the sky. It was blue and wide, and the clouds were soft and white. He wanted to fly and felt a strong wish inside his heart to fly, but the fear was still inside him, holding him tightly and not letting go. Then something happened. He saw someone in the sky. It was his mother, flying toward him with her wings wide open. The young bird stood up. His eyes were big, full of hope and sadness, and his wings shook as he felt happy. A big, happy feeling inside him, and he called out to her. And then he saw it. She had a fish in her beak, fresh fish. The smell reached his nose and made him even hungrier. Mother flew closer and closer. He moved forward and opened his mouth, but she did not land, staying in the air just a little away. The fish was close, but not close enough. He cried, begged, and stepped closer to the edge. One more step, just one more. And then, his feet slipped, and his body dropped down. The wind hit his face, and his heart pounded in his chest as the sea and the rocks came closer and closer. He screamed and closed his eyes. But suddenly, his wings opened. The wind lifted him as he flapped his wings, once, twice, again, and he was not falling anymore. He was flying. The air felt soft under his wings, and the wind was cool and strong. He looked down at the sea and looked up at the sky. Everything was new. Everything was beautiful. He flapped again, turned in the air, laughed, and felt a surge of exhilaration as the wind caught his wings. Against all odds, the young seagull found himself flying. His first few clumsy flaps were like getting his feet wet in the world of flight. He had finally taken that leap of faith. The fear was gone, and now he felt free. Learning to fly helped him come out of his shell and join his boisterous family. Far away, his family saw him and flew to him quickly. They called out with joy. His mother dropped the fish. This time he caught it in the air. Everyone flew around him, cheering and clapping their wings. The youngest seagull had done it. He had learned to fly. The world was his oyster. He could fly anywhere. Sometimes we are afraid. Sometimes we feel small. But if we try, we can do great things. You are braver than you believe. You are stronger than you think. Just take that first step, and you will fly. Now let's go through the vocabulary, idioms, phrases, and phrasal verbs that we have learned from today's story.